Lights here sent out for review, and this is from an Amazon seller. Let's have a look. This is from an Amazon seller called Vont. Sent me out and said, Harley, can you give me some feedback? Alright, let's have a look. See, I'll unbox these. So what we got here, we got a headlight tail light combo. So we've got two of the same. So I'm going to do a giveaway. And we have, oh, we do have two of the same. Alright, so let's get into it and see what the deal is. Cool little packaging. Cool little packaging. So we can open it one-handed. There we go. Boom. Oh, so we've got minimal plastic here. That's pretty good. There's minimal plastic. There doesn't seem to be any plastic bags at all. And we have a little light set here. These rechargeable? I would say that, yeah, they are. So these are similar to the Lozine. So it's rechargeable. That's what we want, because you can just recharge it, you know, charge it in your laptop, charge it in a wall plug. And let's check the brightness, see if they're charged already. Okay, so we got, that's actually pretty decent. That's pretty decent. And I like these lights because you can just clip into the back of your shorts, you can put it in the back of your socks, you know, and it's a nice strong attachment there. But let's say that that attachment did snap off. Can you get spare parts? Not sure. But you could still, you know, put a bit of wire on there and still zip tight to your bike. All right, so that's a positive. I don't like lights that if the bracket breaks, then they're landfill. So this is a light that looks like it's got a lot of mounting options, and it's got little rubber bands here. They've got a, and you can just use zip ties. You could use different rubber bands. All right, so that's what I like. Is that they've, you know, charging cables. I would say that to save them money, one charging cable would be enough. But that's all cool. All right, so that's those ones. Give it a thumbs up. Now here we have. I have to put the camera down for a second. Battery. So it just means you chew through batteries over time, which is I'm not a fan of lights like this. I don't think they should be manufactured anymore. I think it should be just rechargeables, less landfill product, but better than nothing. And let's have a look at this bad boy light, see what it is, if there's a battery in here, how this works. Here, on the back of these bad boys, is the stats. So you got to, you know, it'd be good for an all-night ride on flashing. You know, if you probably wouldn't use this for a headlight to see the road. It's more to be seen. If you want to see the road, I'd recommend, you know, something like this one. This is just a minimum. This is a minimum for the front, just so to be a bit more seen. And so charge time's 3 hours. So it's a lightweight sort of battery, a bit of waterproofness there, IPX4. So yeah, they'll be they're just for a light use. And the rear one is pretty bright. So that's good. Right, so this is the front bad boy. Let's have a look at this one. It feels pretty lightweight. Is there a battery that's meant to go in here? It feels a bit light. Feels a bit light. It doesn't feel like there's battery in there at all. Ready right now? I don't think there is. It's a bit too light. Let's undo the packaging here. I get minimal plastic. That's good to see. Is there meant to be some sort of battery in here? What sort of battery? What sort of light is this one? Okay. It's like a little bonus thing. So these are the lights I don't really like, because if that busts, then it's sort of a bit of a landfill light. But then again, you could bodge it up. It does look like it's not rechargeable though, so it loses points for me. I don't like lights that aren't rechargeable. Looks like it's a coin battery one. Let's confirm that one first. Actually, is inside. It's pretty lightweight. This one just needs to be charged up. It's not working at the moment, so this needs to be charged. But reasonably bright. It's got a relatively sort of a short run time to it, a few hours. Can't wait to light you up. It's a good little catchy. So the run time for these ones is high 3 hours, low 6 hours. So, and it's about 250 lumen. So it's, you know, just a commuting light. It's not going to give you, you know, massive 1,000 lumen power, but it's just, you know, it's if you're in a well lit area. I wouldn't use this for trail riding, but it would be better than nothing. So it would be for commuting in well-lit areas. If you do want something more high-powered, if you're going a bit faster, I'd recommend at least 1,000 lumen to really light up the road. But this would be fine in the city, on tracks that you pretty much know, and you just want something to light the path with a 250 lumen. But up to 1,000 lumen would really be much better if you live in real dark areas that you know, gravel and rocks and stuff, railway tracks. But otherwise, it's a little Amazon bargain light. So packaging's very good. No real plastic there. Instructions are very clear. Product feels very lightweight, and yeah. So it comes with a little bracket which looks pretty sturdy. These are a pretty generic sort of. Where's the bracket gone? Here we go. These are pretty sort of generic and not too hard to get copies of. But yeah, they're pretty. It feels pretty strong in terms of the bracket design. So you give that a bit of a win as well. This is the bracket here. It doesn't fully, like, it'll just push off. So make sure that you've got it all the way clipped in. But it's still, watch this. It'll eventually it'll pop off if you know. So make sure that if you're riding rough roads, the light could bounce off the bike. You know, so this is more for very, very smooth roads. This wouldn't work on rough roads. It would bounce off. So keep that in mind. I think the engineering, the bracket could be designed a bit better, a bit more secure on there, because it will bounce off on a rough road. This little latch here, this goes over this side, right? Because otherwise it's just like that. All right. So what you do is you flip it around. Make sure this little latch here, little thumb presser, is at the start of at the front of the light. I'm going to do a bit of a light test. People say, Harley, you know what's in between like a cheaper price light like this? All right, so we'll put this one down here. Actually, we'll put it on the flash mode. All right, so that looks pretty bright. Now this is probably one of the strongest lights in the market. It's called a Night Flux Red Zone 8, and so you can sort of see which is brighter. Is that? Or there's this. This is going to be a lot brighter. And you've got a cobber here. This is pretty bright as well. This is made by Nog. So which one do you think is going to be brighter? I'm going to also see the Nog. So that's the difference you get. If you pay extra money, you do get a brighter light. So if you're on an absolute dead budget, then something like that would be a minimum. But if you're looking for that longer run time and bigger brightness, then you're gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Night Flux is the brightest, the Nog second, and the little Vont third. The front light. Let's have a comparison here. All right, so you got that on the wall with this Vont light, and then I'm going to use an exposure light, which is on the back of my helmet here. Put that on. There we go. So these lights aren't cheap, but you can see it lights up the whole wall sort of thing. That's just holding the Vont. All right, put the Vont down, and this is the exposure. See, what do you think is brighter to you, Natasha? This helmet light exposure or the Vont?
Yeah, the helmet.
Okay, so this again, so you're paying a lot more for one of these. So it just goes to show what you want. If you want to really see the road, see everything in front of you, then you're going to need a brighter light. But it depends where you live, depends what your budget is. If you just want the minimum legal, then these will suffice. Personally, I do prefer brighter lights. I prefer brighter lights. This is on the wall. So this one's actually not too bad.
That one is brighter.
It does feel brighter, doesn't it? Wow. I'll have to take that back. This one is a bit of a dark horse. That's very interesting. Interesting. Wow. Not too bad. This, yeah. Wow. You just got to test it, don't you? You got to test it. Learn something every review. It's not too bad, is it? What do you think, Natasha? This one?
Yeah, it's not too bad. How does that hook on your bike?
Well, great question. It is going to be with a little thing like that, so you put it on your handlebars through the little hooks.
Okay.
Through little hooks. So this one appears to be brighter than this one. What do you think, Natasha?
I think so too.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So if you're going to buy either one, then I'd probably go this one. Packaging is very well done, and I can see if I was going to buy a set, I'd grab these ones. You know, keeping in mind they're not the brightest lights out there, but if I had choices, I'd be going these. Also, what I'll do with these, I'll actually next time I go to Philippines or Thailand, I'll give them to some of the local riders there who don't have lights, who don't have lights. But yeah, so the packaging is really top quality. I think that this brand is doing a good job in terms of the packaging, etc. I think the next generation of lights, though, I think they will source even brighter lights, better quality lights, something like, you know, what we see Nog using, or we see Night Flux using. So some, you know, sort of more durable looking and brighter lumen lights. All right, so I think that Nog and Night Flux and exposure to some of the, and Bontrager as well, some of the leaders out there in terms of what product they've got. But I definitely think that Vont, the marketing and stuff, they're doing well, and I think the quality of the packaging exceeds these lights here. You know, they are pretty basic, and they will definitely suit riders in Asian countries, but I think in the US, etc., where you're riding at higher speeds on more, you know, gravelly sort of stuff, these lights wouldn't be sufficient. Better than nothing, but I think there's better options out there. Charge them up. All it's done is a little cap post. You just plug it into the end there. So that's it. Rechargeable lights are the go. All right, rechargeable lights are the go. Battery, disposable batteries. We've got to stop that. Rechargeable for the win. I'll charge them both up, and then we'll put these in storage for the next trip to Thailand, Philippines, and they'll be used heavily over there. Fantastic. Always, if you can't use something, give it to someone who can.